Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. I am your resident intuitive baddie, and I'm speaking at a softer level because everyone in this house is sleeping and I am not. um, I just filmed my last video. I filmed it at a weird angle because I forgot what I used to elevate the camera. Yeah, anyways, so I'm continuing on with my reading of the Starseed Oracle. So if you don't know, or if you haven't been following the series, I am shuffling out about 5 cards per video, and I'm just reading from the book. And then after I read from the book, then I kind of channel, I guess. Actually, I should probably take that one because it came out. Oh, I've had this one. Ooh. Yeah, it's actually been maybe a week since I did this. The past week, I just kind of been, funny enough, shifting my perspective. I'll get into the card after, but yeah, this past week has been kind of crazy because if it's one of those things where I feel like everything changed, but nothing changed at the same time. I'll take these. But it's one of those things where it was like a slight perspective change or reframing. It's like if my perspective was here, it just like moved over here, but it was a whole different world. So yeah, I've been like really reorganizing just everything in my life and really just like operating from trying to operate. Like, what am I operating from? Just operating in presence more so, to be honest, and really investing in learning. Like, or at least the past year. My God, I just need one card. Oh, there. Oh, give me 2. All right, we're done. But I'm typically somebody who watches a lot of readings, which is why I'm now reading. But yeah, it's like there are things I need to do in life, and learning aids the things I want to do in life. So yeah, it's kind of like I've just been doing my best to always be taking aligned action and not just sitting idle or killing time, wasting time, whatever. Anyways, let's get into this. So the first card out was perspective. It says, none of this matters, zoom out, common ground. Which is, again, crazy because I literally was just, as it came out, talking about how I shifted my perspective. Okay, there. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkering vision and reactive frame. Step away from the blinkered vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planets as our own to conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for our eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We are wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. This life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe. And the known universe is a grain of salt, a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. Okay, that is literally what my week was just me zooming out. Because, yeah, a lot of what shifted my perspective last week, it's like it wasn't anything that was new information, it was just reframed, or it was said. I listened to people who said it in such a way where it landed better. In particular, like something that I've been reframing is in terms of manifestation. There's this one girl that I started watching. I think her name is RZ, something like that. But the way that she explains the concepts is so good. But she said something like, what was it? It was like to basically something along the lines of like, don't think about what you can get from your manifestation or what your manifestation is giving you, but think about what it's like, something like your value to the manifestation or something like that. So it's like, for example, it's like if it's a job, right? Then it's like you would start looking at yourself with how you're going to be valuable to that experience. It's like, what are you bringing to the experience that I guess benefits the manifestation, if that makes sense. Oh, see if she was back to sleep. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay, let me pause. All right, I'm back with my Hello Kitty blankie. I got cold. I had a little bit of time to think about the example I was giving. But basically what she was, the technique she was giving, it forces you to, instead of thinking so much about the thing, you now change the focus back to yourself and back to who you are or who you are becoming. And yeah, that keeps you present, and then it helps in drawing in your manifestation, or allowing what she calls the bridge of events to form in order for your manifestation to come through. I forgot who she got that from, but yeah, there's a couple books she had recommended. I also listened to the audiobook for The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's like almost 100 years old, but there was a couple different things in there that was like, whoa. But I think the biggest one, or the key takeaway from me, was if a man wishes for success but prepares for failure, he will receive the situation that he prepared for, or something along those lines. But you get the sentiment. It's basically like you can wish for the thing, but if you're gonna prepare for it not happening, so that's whether that's by doing, I don't know, having a backup or figuring out ways that you can make this happen, type shit. It's like, then that's what you're gonna receive. You're gonna receive whatever you prepare for. There was also something. This should be a separate video, honestly, but I mean, I'll just say it again or when I do record it. But there was also something that had to do with something with taking action. Hold on, wait. Something about preparation. Oh well. I don't know. I can't remember at this current time, so I guess it has to be another video. But yeah, so you could be going through something similar where maybe there's something you just need to change your perspective on. Just a small tweak. Read some books. And if you are not a reader, listen to some audiobooks. And if you don't want to do that either, and you only watch channel messages or tarot, try some new people. Try some new YouTubers. Because, yeah, that's how I found her. I started to watch other videos. Alright, yeah, get back into my manifestation bag. Anyways, so the next one is fall into my arms. Surrender, holding opposites, extremes of life. And this is a really beautiful card. I didn't do this in the other videos, but I'm going to start doing it now. But I'm going to actually look at the imagery as you should. But you see this like lady, and she's in the middle of, it looks like a cave. So yeah, she's in the body of water in the middle. It looks like she's floating on top. But all these white marks, if you actually look closer, they look like souls. And if you look higher, there's a person here and a person, or yeah, there's a person here and a person here. And like, this is just the energy that's connecting around her. And you know what? It looks encompassing is the word I'm getting. So there's this like halo that's coming from the top. And then these are all like spirits. I can't tell if they're coming towards her or going from her. And then some of these actually look like hands. Are they hands or? No, never mind. They look like people diving into her. Oh, okay, interesting. So I think this one, it seems like something going up, and then this is, so maybe what it is like, let's talk about surrender, holding opposites, extremes of life. Maybe giving up a version of herself to receive bigger. Oh my god, I'm so close. I'm so sorry. Don't watch my lips too hard. I'll just read the card now. Just go get my bliss decks. God damn. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. Okay. So, yeah, now after reading that, it seems that, or I would safely assume that these are the burdens, and this is what she's getting in return. Don't watch my nails too hard either. I know I need a fill. For myself, how this shows up in my life, I mean, with everything, right? It kind of goes back to the whole perspective shift thing, because what gets me about this card is surrender, specifically, and truly having trust in the universe to deliver, like, for myself, it's like I know I'm meant for bigger things, and I know that there were things that I needed to shed in 2025 to get here, and I shed a lot of big things. If you don't already know, like, the biggest thing was I separated from my husband, and then I also left my day job, and I was gonna say I cut off my parents. I didn't cut them off. It's like I went low contact with my parents a couple times. And yeah, I was just like, also like, just getting over my fears, and even doing this, just like recording myself. Like, there were a lot of big hurdles that I went through, and yeah, it's like, even though it's one of those things where, when you know something, or you understand a concept, but it's like it hasn't actually landed yet, or it's like it's not, it's like the loop isn't closed. It hasn't become a full, it's not a full, or you don't have the full understanding. You have partial understanding. So it's like, things. My biggest, what I'm talking about is like manifestation, right? It's like, that you're not supposed to grip. That you're not supposed to focus on the how, but at a certain level, it's one of those things where it's like you might just not be ready yet, or there's a certain reason why this delay is coming up still. And yeah, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you just get that, sometimes the timing is just right, and then the information hits again, or comes around again, and it hits this time. So that's what it is for me. And it's like now I'm truly understanding what it means to surrender. And yeah, like I'm actually operating out of presence instead of um in the future or in the past, and in my ego. And I thought I already was, or no, I knew I had levels of presence that could be improved, but I thought I was already there. um I don't know if I put it up on YouTube, but I made a video where I was basically saying, like, you know you know when you know, but when you don't know, you're going to tell yourself because you want to know. And it's like you'll be convinced that you know until you really know. And it's like, even when you really know, you might not really know. So it's like one of those things of life where it's just like, there are just certain things we're not meant to know, or we're not meant to know until a certain time. And it's like, when you really, 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 really trust in divine timing, and you really, really, truly understand that, um, then it's like, it's not even something that you have to think about changing. It just will change. Like, yeah, when I say that, my perspective shift from last week really changed things. Like, it really changed things. Like, there are certain little things about how I'm operating that are just different, and it's like everything about my energy has been different this week, but at the same time not. And it's just a reframing in my own brain. It's not necessarily me doing anything different or doing too much different. All right, let's get into the next one. This is watching the time. But I also remembered that the first part of the video was cut off. So um Huraith. Longing for home, homesickness for the stars. This is a very beautiful card too. I mean, I was really drawn to this deck just because of the colors, like the blue, purple, pink energy, which is like a lot of higher chakras. And that's like what this kind of signals to me. Music for the stars. It's giving me, what's funny? I think it was part of this one's description where it was talking about wanting to return back to source, something about returning back to source. So it's like that's kind of what it's giving me. Like, I feel like I love looking at the stars at night. If it's a clear night and I have good visibility, or there's this one birthday I actually I went with my friends to a dark sky preserve up like 2 hours away from here, and it's basically like an area where they don't have any lights, so that you can see the sky perfectly clear. But yeah, I've always really, or actually more lately, or in the last like 5 years, maybe since I started doing shrooms, probably. But I really love looking at the stars, and yeah, it's like giving me that energy. I don't know, stars being like little little portals to source or something. So that's kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, this person is on top of a mountain, and it's like very cloudy. I don't think this is the highest vantage point. I think because it looks like this is another mountain, or maybe that's like a mirror of them. I don't know. No, that's another mountain. But it's like, it looks like somebody who's climbed to the top of a mountain to be able to see home better because they just want to go home. Anyways, let's see. Heareth is a Welsh word. A Welsh word that's difficult to translate, but it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a home or a place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to. A place they may have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's longing of the unity of Source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead to some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, community, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere where they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home, but don't really know where your home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on Earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and your spirit in the here and now, to fully commit to living this life right now, to commit to putting 2 feet completely in. All right, it resonates. What was the example that came up, or how this kind of applies to me? I was having a conversation on Twitter. It had to do with manifestation versus creation, and I think we went down the rabbit hole because naturally it brought up like presence and focus, and I was trying to explain to this person how basically how you collapse time when you're or it's like, oh, because we were talking about time delay, and I think I was bringing up things about how, like we experience this delay because of subconscious patterning, and when you clear that out, it cuts the time. But something had come up about balance because, because we were also talking about I think the attachment to the vessel, because the way he was kind of presenting his, I don't want to say arguments because it was more of a discussion. It wasn't really a debate, but the way that he was presenting his information, it read to me as like somebody who's really focused on the limitations of the 3D physical world. And it made me think about how, for myself, I think I've been operating, and prior to last week, I've been operating mainly at a 5D consciousness. And when I say that, I mean like kind of leaning in more towards I guess what my soul recognizes, if that makes sense. So like thinking more about, or like just placing heavy emphasis on my dreams and the things that are calling me. But in order to actually manifest, you do need a balance of both. Like you can't be thinking too, or you can't be too much in the 5D where you forget that you're actually living on a 3D, like in a 3D world. And like to the point where I don't want to say it becomes escapism, but it's like one of those things where it's like, especially if you are familiar in terms of altered states, so whether that's like shrooms, deep meditation, whatever other forms of that there are. Astral projection, is that a thing? Yeah, that's an altered state. But it's like if you're too caught up living in the altered states, then you're not actually living here. You're not experiencing life here. And like experiencing life is, going through shit. It's meeting people. It's going out into the world. It's exploring. It's learning. And if you're just if you're so zoned in on the things you can't see, then it's like you're not really living. The same way that when you focus too much on what you can see, you're still only getting half. Like, we are beings that are able to connect to both. We're able to connect to the physical reality that we're in now, but we're also able to connect to all the parallel realities that we are not currently a part of, but have a connection to. We can connect to people. We can connect to people who have passed. There's a lot of things. But yeah, when I was reading it, near the end, it just kind of made me think of my own, like my personal brand. Is it tagline? Or not tagline, but mission? I don't know. I actually literally came up with it today. But it's the siren soul guiding guiding the return to self. Because yeah, if you don't know, one of my other project babies is called the Flavor House, which is going to be a venue. And the tagline for that, or like the tagline for, I guess, myself in general, is creating experiences that ignite the human spirit. And with Flavor House, I had this one that was something like a home, like something about creating a home, or like a home, coming home to yourself, basically. And that's kind of what this is giving me. like when it's talking about grounding yourself in the present moment, it's saying to be home, or to find that home within yourself and just within your experience, rather than tying it to a physical place or person or people. Because at the end of the day, all those things are temporary, just like our bodies are temporary. But at least with our bodies being temporary, it's like our bodies are going to be a constant in our existence in this physical plane of reality, or in this lifetime. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. And it's kind of funny because look at the next card. It's all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze inward. Oh, gaze within. Oh, right. So, fuck, what is this called? It's like a bunch of different circles made of rocks down here. There's like circles within circles. Then you got these ice pillar looking things. But then you got this like waterfall here. And I don't know what that is, but it's like, has to do with a lot of circles. Which makes sense because it's like, if everything leads home, it's because it's circular. All right. But yeah, like this person is just freely frolicking, it looks like. I don't know why. Even though it's just like we're just looking at the back, it's just like she looks free. Like she is safe to be doing whatever the fuck it is that she's doing, to be just walking around, which is great. Anyways, let me get to this. All right. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the world. The best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you keep checking in, to draw on the wisdom within and let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice, to get in the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day before consuming anything from the outside world, to start from a feeling of at-homeness, and throughout each day to find simple ways to keep coming home. This doesn't mean switching off from the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, devotion, so that when you go out into the world and you let the world in, you do so from an unshakable state of being. The state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep, deep within. That is crazy because what were we literally just talking about? But also for myself, that is one of the shifts that I also made as well, was to change my routine and my habits. So yeah, I actually have started to journal the moment I wake up, aside from the days that I actually have my daughter, because can't do shit. You can't do shit like that unless I wake up before her, which I don't, because like right now it's like what, 1:30 or something like that in the morning. That's why. Anyways, but for the most part, I do journal first. And if I have her, then it's like I'm not really watching any other videos, or it's like I'm not taking messages from anyone else before I get my own thoughts down. And it's like sometimes I only write like half a page, sometimes I write 3. So it's, for me it was more of a, I started it more as a discipline thing, but yeah, I don't know, it proved to help. It really helped. And then in coming home to yourself, I mean, we just talked about it with the last card, so I don't I don't have much else to add to that. It's just like um, finding other ways to deepen your connection with yourself. I also did a 48-hour water cleanse over the weekend, and that was a different experience. It was like, it was one of those things where it was definitely a game of discipline and not survival, but it can make you feel like survival. Um, yeah, I kind of I did it as a means to find another way to connect with my soul, just because um, aside from meditation, the other way that I typically get into specific states or connect with my spirit is through psychedelics. And I wanted to give something else a try. And yeah, now that I've done the 48-hour cleanse, which I'm going to make a video on that by itself at some point. Um, yeah, it's like something I want to do regularly, because I left with a lot of clarity, but then also you gain a lot of like mental strength from doing it, because once you do it, once you get through it, you're just like, oh fuck, there's a lot I can do. Because yeah, there was somewhere in, probably on the second day, where I was like, man, 30 hours is a lot. I could stop right here and it would still be an accomplishment. But yeah, I had to just constantly tell myself, no, just wait, and like just wait till the end. And it did. It felt so much better. So yeah, I don't know, maybe this is your calling to try something like that, or just try something different, so that you can continue to really be present with yourself and connect with yourself. Because yeah, that 48-hour cleanse required a lot of presence. Is yeah, if you're not present, your ego takes over, right? So yeah. And the last one, our last card, the Seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So these look like really clear water, or it just looks like really clear water. And then it's like you're getting like a wave here that's just being illuminated by light. And it looks like the stars from the sky are falling into the water. Bringing unconsciousness to light. Did I say consciousness? Oh, it's interesting because it's like the stars being in the water. Unconscious to light. I guess what I'm getting from it is like, this water is emotions, right? Oh, there's a person here. This is a person. This is like, I don't think you can see anything. But that's like a person. It looks like they're falling into the... or they're just floating in there. But yeah, like water is emotions. So if the stars are falling into the water, then it's like, yeah, they're illuminating, I assume, unconscious emotions within you. Read it. What does it seize? This is the last card. If I hadn't already said this is a long video. Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you can ever imagine. So clear that you could see for miles and miles underwater. I should fucking go here. The Seas of Mintaka card represents this crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. It's about ability and choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your natural traits, or it could be a sign that what you're currently doing has great potential. Mintakans are thought to have a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. You may have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. If it appears in a spread, it's a very positive sign that things are working out for the highest potential of all involved. It's a very uplifting, light-filled card that brings great harmony, contentment, and positive outcomes. According to Carl Jung, I should know this, I'm a psychology major. Young, yeah, sorry. There's another psychologist. I think his name is Yoon or something like that. Oh god. I dropped out before I graduated. I still know a lot of shit though. That which we do not bring to conscious appears in our life as fate. When water appears in dreams and art, it often represents the unconscious mind. Pulling this card also means you may be called to bring light to any unconscious patterns of which you're aware, to look at them and see them clearly and consciously so they don't appear in your life as fate. What unconscious pattern or behavior are ready to be brought to the light of day? Yeah, it resonates. So like I said, I had this whole epiphany this week, and like all the other it's like I love this about reading cards, because like it really does tell a story. And it's like, yeah, from the whole perspective shift and surrendering, and then like really grounding myself in my own body. I do feel this energy that like positive things are unfolding. Even just like with how I've been taking aligned action the past few days, like the things that I'm giving my focus to, it's just like I am preparing for success. If you going back to that quote, and it's like one of those things where I actually feel in alignment. It's like before it felt like I was moving towards alignment, and I feel like there was even a period of frustration because it felt like I had been in a liminal space for so long where I knew I wasn't my old frequency, like I wasn't my old self, but I hadn't quite reached the person I was becoming yet. And yeah, I think that's like the difference now, is that I feel like I am that person. I am that bitch. Like, it's not a question anymore for me. Like, when I think about my manifestations and the things that I'm calling in for myself, they're not questions anymore. They really aren't. Even though ones that seemed like too delusional or like they really should be questions, it's like they're not questions anymore. I've decided. I've decided what is for me. It's like I've decided to listen to what calls me. And yeah, it's like I'm not I'm no longer trying to guess when, or I'm not pressed on like I know this is happening soon, but when. And I feel like this is the tricky thing about having abilities, or rather being in tune with your abilities, because everybody has intuition, right? So in a sense, everybody's technically a psychic. And especially it's like if you're thinking about how you can create your reality, it's like, yeah, everybody's technically a psychic, because it's like you say something and then it comes true in whatever facet that means, for the most part. But yeah, it's the timing. I personally hate when tarot readers give timing, or they give a timing card when they're like, this is happening in the next 24 hours, because part of what that does is it then puts pressure on the timing, because you think you know, and then it creates a delay. That's how I've always thought about it, and that's why I've always been like, for some readers, I'm like, please just don't tell me the timing. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But like the thing about that too is like say it's not even a specific like that where it's like 24 hours, when you're just like, when you know something is coming in soon, it's like it's such a mind fuck, because it's like soon is so relative. It's like soon could technically be 6 months from now. So it could be 3 years from now. And it's like soon only feels soon depending on what point of time you're looking at. It's like, yeah, that like 3 years can be soon if you're thinking about your entire lifespan. If you're thinking about, like, if I'm 30, right? So it's like, if something's supposed to manifest for me at 33, but I'm thinking, but my highest self or whatever is fucking like 96, then it's like, fuck yeah, 33 is soon. It's sooner than your lifespan or something like that. I don't know. I hope you get what I meant though, because that was a really botched analogy. Um, fuck, what was I even talking about? I'm very tired. Very tired, clearly. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you. I think this was a really great reading. I know that I'm on the come up, so especially if you stayed this long, I assume you're on the come up too. And go us, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep that subconscious clear, do your best, revisit the same concepts, or revisit the same concepts said by other people, because yeah, it only takes one perspective shift to change your whole life. So anyways, when I said that, it was 455 on the timer. Grounded change. Yeah, so again, if you listened this far, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me and for hearing me stumble through different analogies and stories and trying to figure this out and listening to me read. Thank you so much. I hope it resonated. I hope something resonated. And until next time, goodbye.